And we begin with the latest, of course, with the coronavirus pandemic. Cases once again climbing in just the past day, with new figures now being reported right here in South Florida.
Joining us now via Skype is Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Gimenez, who recently tested negative for the virus. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well this morning. And I know you tweeted out last night, sent some information about beginning operating at a level 2 as the county continues to monitor the situation. What does that mean, level 2 wise, when it comes to figuring out how to manage this situation?
It's an activation of our EOC. That means it's open 24 hours a day. So that if anything happens, we will have somebody there. It's actually it's very similar to what the governor has activated his EOC in the state, and so we wanted to kind of keep pace with the governor as more and more cases are starting to crop up here in South Florida. I know that in Broward they have a large number of cases there. We had another 5 cases here in Miami-Dade, and so that now brings us up to about 13. And so we looks like we're kind of ramping up a little bit, although it's kind of a steady level of about 5 or 6 cases a day here in Miami-Dade. Unfortunately, in Broward, it looks like it's a lot more per day up there.
Mayor, talk about testing, because are we seeing these many cases because this is what's coming forward, or is it a testing thing? How is testing going? We know that one of the state labs is in Miami-Dade County that's testing for this right now, one of 3.
Well, look, a lot of people are saying, well, we need more testing, we need more testing, we need more testing. First of all, if we all, go about our business assuming that everybody is infected, and then we take the proper measures, then that's the best way to stop this virus. And so, need social distancing. We don't need to shake our hands. We don't need to be kissing anybody. Try to keep about 6 feet away. Whenever you touch a smooth surface, wash your hands. Whenever you touch your face, wash your hands, because and then you may be touching a smooth surface, and if you're infected, you may be contaminating. So it's really personal responsibility. That's how we can beat this virus. The problem with the testing, and look, in my case, is a great example. So I had contact with somebody on Monday that tested positive, and so I got tested on Thursday. That's 4 days after I came back negative. But this virus may take longer to show symptoms, and so that's why I'm here at home, and I'll be here at home for some other time. They say up to 14 days that the virus will show positive, and so a lot of people say, oh, you got to get tested. Well, testing also may give you a false sense of security that you're okay, where in fact you could be infectious. And so we have enough tests. The state of Florida has enough tests to test those people that the Florida Department of Health feels that should be tested, certain criteria, all right? And then there's certain symptoms that they're looking for to get tested. We, on the other hand, everybody, the 2.8 million residents that live in Miami-Dade, need to assume that everybody that they're in contact with is infected. And if you do that, you'll take measures that will protect yourself and will protect others. And that's the way that we beat this virus. We've also taken some pretty proactive measures with senior centers. Those are the people that we're really worried about. Seeing people with underlying medical conditions. Those are the people we're really worried about, because those are the people that actually, this virus actually hits pretty hard. And
Indeed,
so,
Mayor. And I wanted to ask you talked about the 2.8 million people here in the county. You're looking across the world where some jurisdictions, some governmental officials have started to lock things down. Is that even a discussion that you're having with some of your commissioners, with state and local and federal authorities, in the way of potentially having to keep people from moving beyond the borders of Miami-Dade County, beyond the borders of the jurisdictions within Miami-Dade County?
well, look, the borders of Miami-Dade County, that's already been affected. The cruise ship industry is already shut down. We're no longer accepting flights from Europe, even though we're kind of funneling airport right now for the last, flights from Europe. I would expect that there may be more travel restrictions in the near future for people traveling to the United States. And so that's already started. I mean, we've already started to close our borders to the world to try to keep this infection down. But inside the county, we take measured steps. We want to let people live, as normally as possible, even though it's an abnormal time. But with 13 cases in Miami-Dade, we know, the state, the Department of Health knows who they are, knows where they are. 4 of them are travel related. 9 are under investigation. I think there's like 2 people that are 22 in their 30s, and then there's only one person that's in their 70s and one person is in their 60s. So most of these cases are, with the demographics which are actually favorable to a good outcome. And so we're taking measures. We're closing the community centers. That's one thing we're doing that they do, and they render a lot of services to the seniors. We're looking at our parks department. We're not going to be having a program for the kids. We don't want them to be congregating together. So the parks will be open, but it's more passive activities. Libraries, we're looking at the impact of libraries. We're going to keep them open till Tuesday because a lot of them happen to be precincts and we have an election. But after Tuesday, we may very well start to shut down, libraries. And we've already limited large events. We already start to shut them down and cancel them or postpone them. This is going to be the new norm for a while until we get this, under control, until we see these numbers start to drop. And then again, it's all a matter of personal responsibility. We are the ones that are going to have to stop this virus. The government is putting the conditions, we're letting the conditions necessary to help us control this virus, but it's up to us to change our habits. We don't need to shake hands. We don't need to kiss anybody. When we cough into a handkerchief or into a tissue. Once you cough into a tissue, throw it away. When you touch your face and your hands, with your hands, wash your hands. And when you touch a smooth surface, don't touch your face. Go wash your hands. Clean the smooth surface that you're going to be sitting on before. We in government are already starting to let people work from their home. And I urge as many businesses as possible to do the same, so that we kind of self-isolate and from each other, so we don't have this close personal contact. If you're outside, go ahead and do social distancing. That's 6 feet away from each other. And if we do that, then we'll beat this virus. This virus will run its course and get out of here. Hopefully the heat, humidity, and the sun that we have in Miami-Dade, is not a friend to this virus.
Right.
And it'll impact us a heck of a lot less than it's impacted, unfortunately, other areas of the world.
Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Gimenez, we thank you very much. Living life, just living a little bit differently going forward to make sure
it's a little bit different. Yeah, but you know what? I'm just as busy as before. I'm actually busier than before here. So I've proved to myself that you can actually get a lot of work done from the house with the technology. We've separated our top level staff in Miami-Dade because it was a good lesson for us. Look what's happened in the city. They basically, all their commissioners are in self-isolation. Yeah. You need to start separating people so that if one segment goes positive, it doesn't affect the rest.
That's right. Well said. Mayor Carlos Gimenez, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. God bless you all.